ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to our Eastleigh save, and today we are taking on Wigan Athletic in the playoffs. So let's take a look at how we got there. But before we do so, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel for more fantastic content like this. But let's jump into it. So schedule-wise, this is where we're at. So we played Crew in the last one. We won 3-1. Excellent stuff. We then went on an awful run. I say awful. We only lost one game, but it was against teams we probably should have beaten. A couple of teams we should have beaten anyway. And it was 5 games where we ended up drawing 4 of them and losing 1. Not great. We did change up the formation slightly, and that led to a bit of a better run of form. We beat Exeter 1-0, a 4-1 win against Forest Green Rovers, and then a 3-2 loss against Bolton, which we, again, probably should have won. They scored 2 in the last 10 minutes to 14, 13 minutes or something to give them the win. And then we beat Shrewsbury very comfortably 3-1 with a slight relaxation on the squad as we'd already confirmed our playoff place. But we've got Wigan today as we have got both legs. So you've got a double header for the games today. Let's take a look at the competition overall. So Sky Bet League 1, this is where we finished. We finished in 5th. It was quite a comfortable gap, so I didn't want to come back again and try and win it because we had like a 2-game gap in advantage at that point, so it was pretty comfortable. Looking at the goal stats, Carl Hudlin and Ben House, 25 and 23 goals, top goal scorers. That's ridiculous. It's crazy. That is crazy to think how good they've been. And the fact that we're not higher up the league as well. But, I mean, it makes sense that we're fighting for playoffs. We've got Wigan, who I think we've done all right against. Wycombe and Blackpool are the other game that will be going on at the same time. Let's take a look at how we did against Wigan, because I'm pretty sure we did all right. So we beat them 4-1 at home. Quite a hat-trick by Hudlin in that game. Before that, how did we get on? I can't really remember. It was a 1-1 draw. So, I mean, if we can match what we did in the league against them, great. And we should be absolutely fine. Let's take a look at our tactic then, which we have changed up slightly, as you can see. So we've basically moved someone forward. So we've taken a centre-half out, pushed them into the deep-lying midfield role. I just think we needed that extra man in midfield, and it was just trying to work out how to get that going. It seems to have worked, and we've also changed them from pressing forwards to advanced forwards, either side of our target forward up top, just because we need that width a bit every now and then so they can get wide if needed and get those balls into the box to our target forward. We're still aiming for a target forward. We're still with our wing play, so the fullbacks are crucial in that. And we are a pretty attacking side, I have to say. But yeah, that's kind of where we stand with things. Usman has played a few games now, the young 16-year-old defensive midfielder. He's done okay. I mean, it was just to give him some game time in the first team. Malon and Mills are both in and around the first team just because we needed players. There's a lot of players that will be leaving at the end of the season, and there's a lot of players we're going to have to try and bring in. I have got an idea as to how I want to do that, but we'll see. It completely depends on where we finish. If we get promoted, then it's going to be a hell of a pre-season, and it's going to be so tough next year. So I'm not too worried if we don't get promoted, but obviously if we do, awesome. That speeds up the process of getting up the leagues. We'll just have to see if we're ready for it. But there you go. In goal, we've got Harry Lewis, Josh Hare, Magoma, O'Connor and Harper at the back. Smith, Uwakwe and Drea in the middle, with Ben House, Hudlin and Adebayo up top. It has been a difficult decision to leave a mole out of the centre halves, but I think O'Connor and Magoma have kind of got that partnership, as you can see. Ben House, Hudlin working great together. I would like another striker that is up to their level with how many goals they're scoring. Obviously, it'd be great to have 3 strikers on 25 plus goals in the season, but I'm not too concerned considering. So let's jump into the game. Let's see how we get on. We are at home first, so it will be good to get a good lead in the competition to start with. But it's Wigan Athletic. They're a former Premier League side. We're obviously not, so it'll be tough to see how we get on. But I think we've got enough about us to give them a challenge. We've seen before that we can beat them. There's no reason why we can't. One thing I did notice is that their players are getting almost double the amount of our top salary player. So that's quite crazy when you think about it, that we're doing so well and we're playing them in the playoffs, considering they've got players on a lot higher wages, but we have got kickoff highlight. But is anything going to come of it, or is it just going to be one of these little ones that they start the game with? Magoma on the ball here, plays it back to O'Connor, who's going to play it forward to Dreyer, into Hudlin, who turns, finds House, who's ball over the top, is looking for Harper on this left-hand side, who's got that overload. And that ball comes into a whack way at the back post, finds House. Can he finish? No, he can't. I mean, it's an interesting save by Amos. Palms it away and then decides to dive. But it's a great start. Can we get a goal from the corner? Smith will take it. He delivers it in. Near post, it is headed away by Keane. But it looks like Magoma should get on the end of that. And that is the end of the highlight. So we've just hit the half an hour mark and it's been very, very quiet. Little has happened since that initial flurry at the beginning of the game. A corner for Wigan has been cleared, and now we're going to look to kind of break from that. Hare on the right-hand side receiving it from Ben House, but loses out to Dobbin, and now Wigan come forward. Keane, who's one of their best players, and on a very high wage, which is quite crazy. I still can't get over the fact that we're on so low funds in comparison, and we're competing, which is very, very cool. We've had a lot better chances. Shots on target. They haven't actually had a shot on target yet, which is quite cool. O'Connor doing well there to win that header, finding Adebayo, who's balled through, finds House. Can he get through and get a shot on goal? He does, and he scores. That is his 27th goal of the season. Makes it 1-0 for Eastleigh. 30 minutes in. I mean, it's a great goal to get. Half an hour in, it gives us that kind of platform to build on, and we need to take the lead in this first leg, because obviously the second leg will be harder. We'll have to travel to Wigan, but Ben House firing it in from quite a wide angle as well. He did well there after a good initial header from O'Connor, and Adebayo getting the ball through to him. All right, so it's half time. It's been pretty quiet still. There's not really much that has happened in the game so far. It's tough to make the decision as to how we go from here. I think we will stick for it for now. We'll see how the boys progress into the game, into the second half, and see how it goes, because I don't want to make too early changes and cause a bit of disruption. You can see Wickham, well, they were leading Blackpool, but Blackpool have just levelled things at 1-0. Lavery getting a goal on the 47th minute. But Wickham have just come straight back for a 2-1 lead. So they're looking good to be going through away from home. But it will be our throw-in now after a clearance by Wigan. Can we look to find someone? Harper finds Smith quite quickly. Lays it back to Harper, who's ball in. Does find House at the back post. And there it is. That's his 28th goal of the season. It's a lovely, lovely goal. It's a classic Eastleigh goal with Harper getting that ball across. Ben House with the header, nodding it home, making it 2-0. I mean, great stuff. Lovely little layoff by Smith. Harper's first time ball in. Finds House, who reaches above two defenders and is causing absolute havoc there. I think that's something that having Hudlin in there as well, which is he's actually at the front post. You could see two players were marking him. They've got to put a couple of men on him to give him an issue in the air, and that gives our other attackers a bit of space to get a bit more movement and maybe with the attackers or defenders that aren't quite as good at heading and that sort of thing. But a 2-0 lead going in to the final half an hour of the game is an absolutely fantastic one to have against Wigan. They still haven't really caused us too much of a threat, which is great. I think we may now look to make a change just to freshen things up, if anything. I think we'll bring Ben Elliott on for Luke Dreyer. He's done very well in there, but we will leave him out for this one, for the later stages. Kaike coming forward though for Wigan. Keane receives it back, who does look inside to Naylor. He's then played the ball through to Dobbin. Can Lewis get there? He does. He does very well to come off his line and smother that to prevent them having an effort at goal. Lewis's long kick forward though finds Hudlin, who nods it down to Adebayo, who's through on goal. Can he finish? He doesn't. He goes for the near post. Amos is able to save it, and the rebound shot is blocked by the defender. But that's exactly what we like to see. Hudlin winning the header, knocking it through, and Adebayo getting a chance at goal, even if it was only really a half chance. But it's good stuff still. 15 minutes to go. We are looking very, very solid. 2-0 up. Let's see if we can make a change. I think we'll take Carl Hudlin off. Danny Whitehall can go up top, but we will change it to, I think, a poacher. so he can make a couple of runs in behind, as he's a little bit quicker than Hudlin, as well as being able to win a few headers with his 6'2" frame. 10 minutes to go. We are running down the clock. Blackpool are 3-2 up now against Wickham. I mean, what a game that is. I'm sure that is fantastic to watch. I'm very happy with what we're watching here, though, and I don't want to make too much of a big deal out of them doing too well, considering of how well we're doing. Kane Ramsey will come on for Josh Hare at the final few minutes of the game. Hopefully just to, again, just see the game out at a 2-0 win, and we can go into the second leg with a lead to hold on to, something to fight for, which is great. 4 minutes added time. It's quite a few minutes, but we should be able to see things out. They really haven't troubled us much in this game. And wow, Wickham have just scored and make it 3-3. That is a hell of a game to keep an eye on. Kaike with the ball for Wigan, though. We haven't quite dealt with it, and he's managed to play it back to Naylor, who does look for that ball through to Jones. He's got a few players around him, but he finds Kaike again. Naylor on the ball, looks for a cross, switch over to Saki, whose volley is not great. And that looks like it will be it. We'll probably take the goal kick, and the game will end up closing off for today as we go into the second leg. Although that was an awful goal kick, and it found Saki. If they get a goal here, that wouldn't be good. That will cause us some issues. But fantastically done by Harper. Another player who's probably not, who's playing higher than his actual level, I'd expect. He's probably not as good, or he's not at the level that the league is, but he's still performing at a level that means he can play in the league, if that makes sense. So, which is great. 8.1 rating. He got an assist for Ben House, who got 2 goals. And Adebayojo got the other one when he slotted it through. Hudlin caused havoc, all good stuff. Sinclair scored in the 92nd minute for Wickham to level things 3-3 in that game. What we will do is we will rest the players for a day. Oh, look, one of our young academy team members, central defender Chris Rushton, has been poached by Middlesbrough. That's a shame. 15-year-old centre back. I don't know if he'd been any good. It doesn't really look like it. Because our academy is a bit naff, to be honest. We don't produce the best. Although, saying that, we have got a couple of players, other than the players we've brought in. Shane Duckett actually looks like he could be okay. He could be all right for a backup goalkeeper in a few years if he develops okay. Unlikely that he'll develop okay because of kind of the facilities we've got. And then you've also got Paul Baxter, who, again, star rating-wise, looks like he could be all right, but we'll see how it actually goes. But yeah, we'll rest the squad and we'll jump into the second game. All right, so here we are. We will literally go into the game with the exact same 11. They did well last time. No need to change things up too much at the moment. Hudlin and Ben Howes fighting for the top goal scorer award. 28 goals each. It'll be interesting to see how they both do in today's game and hopefully when we get to the final. But let's see how the games goes. It will be on TV. Wigan, again, with a good side there. Adams and Cousins in the middle are very, very good players sat in there. But I'm very happy with the boys we've got. I think our 3 forwards cause trouble, and our fullbacks do very well, bombing forward on either side. So nothing too much for me to be too concerned about at this stage. Josh Hare with a throw-in. It is cut out by Lang, and Wigan will come forward here. Like I say, we will have a tougher game to deal with today. If they get a goal early on, it could cause trouble for us. It's a header. It's off the bar. Are they able to get a shot in? It's not. It is cleared by Harper. I mean, it was a bit chaotic in there for us to be able to deal with that. But in the end, we managed to. Hopefully, that's not a sign of things to come. I'd hope that is just a one-off, and it's not going to work too much like that. But we might just slot back into balance just to be ready for changes if needed. We are being pushed very, very far back, but having those 3 forwards sitting up top, it will cause problems for them. They're going to have 3 people back there, or a couple of people to deal with all 3 of the strikers that we've got, which is, I think, partly why it works so well. And then on the break, we already have 3 players up there that can cause trouble, and with the likes of Hudlin up top, who will always be trying to aim at, it's gonna give them problems. No one likes to play against a guy who's 6'9" and can win almost everything in the air. But Wigan now on the ball. Ben Amos with the ball forward. It goes all the way over the top. O'Connor receives that very comfortably, doesn't find anyone. And now we look to come forward with Harper on the left-hand side. He's going to drive forward, plays it down to Adebayo, who's getting in and deeper in their half, cuts back, lays it back to Harper, who may now look for a cross. He does, finds it. Hudlin's there. He heads it towards goal. It just goes over the bar. But that is one of the ways we certainly love to score. Harper with the ball in. Hudlin just heading over the bar this time. But it stays at 0-0, 2-0 on aggregate. It's a Smith corner, though. Almost straight away, the ball comes in. Back post, Hudlin with the header. There it is. That's his 29th. Him and Ben House fighting for that top goalscorer award. Hudlin has taken the lead between them in this little competition. But a great header by Hudlin. A lovely ball in as well by Smith. It's a good goal. And we're 1-0 up in today's game. It gives us a very, very comfortable lead now. 3 goals in the lead. A goal away from home has certainly helped us solidify our place and our chance of getting into the final of the playoffs. We can come forward though. Cross in. Can Hare deal with it? He does somewhat, but heads it straight across goal. Harper receives it. Plays a little 1-2 with O'Connor, then finds Dreyer, who's ball forward, finds Adebayo up top, who is driving forward now with loads of room to go into. Is he going to be able to find someone? He finds House at the back post, whose header is just wide of the goal. But again, that counter-attacking, the 3 up top, causing problems for the defence, and we are making moves. Another corner here from Smith. Ball comes in, near post this time, and Ben House just heads over the bar. Again, his opportunity to level things up with Carl Hudlin to get the top goal scorer award. But we are coming into half-time now, and we're looking very good. Wickham getting a goal just before half-time to lead against Blackpool. As we know, it was a 3-3 draw in that game previously. We will bring on Ben Elliott, just like we did last time, but a little bit earlier, just because Luke Dreyer wasn't performing to his best in there. So we'll just take him off, swap him out for Ben Elliott, who can slot in there absolutely fine, play that role just as well, and cause some problems for them with a little bit of pizzazz. So Wigan throw-in, finds Lang on the edge of the box, who drops it off to Keane. Now Cousins, who's I'm sure will look across. He does to Wyke. Edwards is there with a shot, and he does find the back of the net on the hour mark. It is Wigan 1, Eastleigh 1 in today's game. The 3 goals for Eastleigh so far on aggregate does give them the lead still, but with half an hour to go, it's looking like Wigan will be trying to fight their way back into the game. It was a lovely finish. The ball got played across the goal quite comfortably, and no one really was there for Eastleigh. But we've still got the advantage, and we do have a free kick now. Only a few minutes later, ball comes in. Magoma at the back post again heads it over the bar. If we can get some of these headers on target, we could be a few more up as well. They've got an interesting. I'm just trying to work out their positioning on the pitch. Their average positioning is all over the shop. They look so like there's 6 of. Is that 6? Yeah, 6 back here. I don't in the back line, and then 4 ahead. Whereas ours is a bit more spread out. Although I don't know why we've only got. I guess it's because we made a sub, and Elliott's not quite on there yet. But that's crazy. There's a bit of a weird setup that they've got. I mean, if it's working for them, it is. But so far, we have had the better of the chances. But they will be coming forward again with Robinson on the left-hand side. A ball in, finding someone. No, Magoma's able to head clear. But McKennie will get onto the end of that and look again to get that ball across the box. He does have to come back to Adams, who again is closed down well by Eastleigh. But the ball does come in. It's looked for Lang. Hare does enough to put him off. And he has to chase down that Robinson ball, who will look to cross. Hare again does well to block. And now has a little bit of time to clear that. He does look forward for Adebayo, but it is again cut out by McKenna. And then it's Cousins receiving the ball, keeping it well in the middle. We've only got 10 minutes to go, so they're going to have to speed things up a little bit, Wigan. Robinson, again, down this left-hand side, looking for Cousins, who's ball in, finds Keane, who's got a free header in there. No one is anywhere near him. We get away with one, with him hitting the bar with that. We need to sharpen up, boys. Make sure of things. Let's change things up a little bit. Matthew Smith, we will take off Brett McGavin on in there. And I think, again, we will probably look to take Josh Hare off and Kane Ramsey can come on at right back. Just to, again, shore things up, get a bit more legs on there just to hopefully hunt down the ball a bit more and give them a bit more trouble when they do have it. But with Wycombe leading, they've missed a penalty as well. So they look like they're going to be going through to the next round or the final of the playoffs, as hopefully we are as well. A ball cleared by Wigan's keeper just finds Harper at left back. O'Connor's long ball forward finds Hudlin, who nods it down at Adebayo. Brilliantly done. Isn't able to find a Wackway, and now it will be Wigan coming forward again. A ball over the top. Lang is through on goal. Can Lewis do something here? I mean, he is in no man's land. How on earth has he missed that? He's hit the post. He's taken it around the keeper. Lewis is nothing. He can't do anything. And somehow he's hit the post from the tightest of angles. It should really be 3-3 on aggregate, but Wigan have burned their chances. I mean, I'm hoping that all our luck hasn't gone out in this game, because we will still need some for the final if we are to win it. But 1-1 on today's game, 3-1 on aggregate, which is very, very similar to how the performance was in the league against them. We will be taking on Wycombe in the final of the playoffs. Make sure you are around next time for that one, as it is going to be very, very spicy. It's not long away, and I will see you in the next one for that one. Make sure you like, subscribe for the final of the playoffs, and you never know, we might be getting to the championship super quick, and I will see you in the next one.